of this presentation, it's evident that the organizers and the purpose of this flotilla organized by Hamas is not humanitarian aid. But at the same time, Israel made a very clear statement and a very peaceful proposal to the organizers. We offered the Ashkelon proposal. And a few days ago, Israel proposed to the heads of the flotilla to unload their aid, supposed to aid, in the marina of Ashkelon, minutes from Gaza, and transfer it immediately to Gaza. Unfortunately, that proposal was rejected twice.
Ask you, the flotilla has been experiencing attacks from drones, both in Tunisia and now off the shores in Greece. Is Israel responsible for those attacks, as they allege? And if so, what would be the justification for attacks off the shores of Tunis and Greece?
I will not comment on unverified claims, but everybody should know that these passengers and the passengers of former flotillas, whatever were the claims, all of them were safe, are safe, and we will do our utmost to keep them safe at any stage.
Our investigation revealed that at least 7 senior figures involved in the Gaza Summit globally, and even Hezbollah. Let's break it down. Zaher Birawi, he is the founding member of the Freedom Flotilla Coalition and the key coordinator of the flotilla operation since 2010, as revealed by leaked Syria files email. Identified as an active member of both Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood. He led the Palestinian Return Center, officially designated in Israel as a Hamas front. He was trustee of the Union of Good, labeled by the US Treasury in 2008 as Hamas-led founding network. Maintained close link with Ismail Haniyeh, former Hamas leader, held position in the British Muslim Initiative and the Muslim Association of Britain, both affiliate with the Muslim Brotherhood. שקף למעלה. Yes. Saif Abu Kasher, the chief organizer and the chair of the steering committee, member of the Popular Conference for Palestine Abroad, the PCPA, was designated by Israel as a terrorist organization due to its direct link to Hamas. Saif is also the CEO of the Cyber Neptune shell company that was founded this year, which owned a large member of the flotilla boats. Additional steering committee member, our report include photographic documentation of direct meeting between flotilla leadership and terrorist operatives. Mohammed Nadir El-Nouri met with Ghazi Hamed of Hamas Political Bureau. Marwan Ben Gita met with Hamas representative Youssef Hamdan in Algeria. While Nawar appeared with the senior figure for Hamas, the PFLP, and Islamic Jihad. Haifa Mansouri also met with Youssef Hamdan. And finally, Thiago Avila, a known supporter, was documented attending for the funeral of the Hassan Nasrallah, leader of Hezbollah. This isn't about assumption or association. This is direct evidence of operational overlap between the flotilla leadership and designated terrorist organizations. This is not a humanitarian initiative. This is well-founded, coordinated, and politically motivated global operation. The language of the break the siege on Gaza is not a true objective. It is a calculated strategy designed to generate international sympathy, apply political pressure on Israel, and the most importantly, provide cover for Hamas-affiliated network operating across Europe. Thank you.
Thank you, Ziv. Director General, please.
Thank you for coming here again. And Rosh Hashanah, Shana Tova, Vechatima Tova. Following the first part of this presentation, it's evident that the organizers and the purpose of this flotilla organized by Hamas is not humanitarian aid. But at the same time, Israel made a very clear statement and a very peaceful proposal to the organizers. We offered the Ashkelon proposal. And a few days ago, Israel proposed to the heads of the flotilla to unload their aid, supposed to aid, in the marina of Ashkelon, minutes from Gaza, and transfer it immediately to Gaza. Unfortunately, that proposal was rejected twice. Israel continued with its effort and proposed the unload of the aid in any port in neighboring countries. We offered Cyprus, Greece, any port of the flotilla choice we proposed, and once again, it was rejected. Just before starting this conference, we got the rejecting response from the flotilla of the Italian government proposal made just a couple of days ago to the flotilla organizers to unload the aid at Cyprus port. This rejection for the third or fourth time by the flotilla, proving the real purpose of this flotilla: provocation and serving Hamas. Certainly not humanitarian effort. Let me be very, very clear. Israel will not allow any vessel to enter the active combat zone, the dangerous combat zone, and will not allow the breach of a lawful naval blockade. At the same time, Israel made it clear, and I state it here again, we are ready at any given time to have a peaceful path, to allow the unload of the aid at any port that will accept the aid and will make sure that aid will go directly to Gaza. Any further refusal will put the responsibility on the flotilla organizers. For those who really have a genuine interest in the humanitarian aid, I will just sum up for you the details. If all the boats of the flotilla carrying real aid, which we doubt, it will come to 10, maximum 15 trucks. Israel facilitated daily 250 to 300 aid trucks into Gaza, just to give you the perspective. So it is not a real humanitarian aid convey. It is a provocation, political one, organized by Hamas, aimed to support Hamas propaganda, steal the good hearts of the people around the world, but it is not humanitarian aid. I will take a couple of questions now.
Yes, please.
Hi, Henry Galski from CNN Portugal. I have a question regarding the Portuguese who is in the boat, including one of the member of the parliament from Portugal. Do you intend to have some specific approach to people who are not affiliated to any groups that you mentioned before, including these Portuguese, which one is a political special person?
My answer will address all the passengers and not just from one nationality. As I said before, Israel will stop the vessels from entering the dangerous combat zone, while doing it utmost to protect the safety of the passengers. Period.
Yes, please.
Hi, I wanted to ask
You can present yourself.
Oh, sorry, my name is Maki from Reuters. I wanted to ask you, the flotilla has been experiencing attacks from drones, both in Tunisia and now off the shores in Greece. Is Israel responsible for those attacks, as they allege? And if so, what would be the justification for attacks off the shores of Tunis and Greece?
I will not comment on unverified claims, but everybody should know that these passengers and the passengers of former flotillas, whatever were the claims, all of them were safe, are safe, and we will do our utmost to keep them safe at any stage.
Yes. Please.
Hello, this is Antonio Pita from a Spanish newspaper, País. I would like to address the issue of the vessels that Spain and Italy are sending to escort the flotilla. I would like to know which is your opinion on the issue. Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, this question should be addressed to the governments of Spain and Italy, but our response is very clear. We understand from their government statements that these ships meant to be on a rescue mission in case there will be any need. We are quite certain there will not be no need, so we don't see any problem with the fact that there are ships around.
Jordan Risco from the Catalan National TV and Radio. Following my colleague's question, the presence of these ships is supposed to change the way of Israel boats to act if, like they say, this flotilla is not going to stop until they reach the position of your boats, or is the situation the same regardless of these boats that both Italy and Spain are sending to escort the flotilla?
I'm not sure I understood the question, but I don't think there is any plan to have those ships involved with the flotilla. As I said before, according to the government's official statements, it looks like that those ships were sent or will be sent in order to be in a certain distance ready for a rescue mission if there will be a need for that. I don't know about any other purpose, and I don't think those governments expressed any other purpose for those ships.
So you just what I was asking, just to confirm, you're not expecting those boats to be present if there was a situation in which you were going to stop the boats of the flotilla?
That's to the best of our knowledge, according to the government's notices.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Another question. Okay.
Yes. Last question for Reuters. Please.
Thank you very much. So a follow-up question to my previous one. So U.S. Envoy Tom Barrack stated in an interview a few days ago that Israel was responsible for an attack on Tunis and on several other attacks. What is your response to that statement?
I would just say that I'm not sure that this is his exact wording, and I did listen to his tape. Please.
No, you can continue.
No, I think that the Director General said it very clearly. We won't respond to unverified claims coming from the flotilla members. And I would ask, if I understand correctly, flotilla members are having a press conference as we speak. I would ask them via the media, why don't they accept the Italian proposal? If this is about aid and not provocation, and this is not the Israeli government, this is the Italian government offering their word, their commitment to make sure the aid will make its way safely to Gaza. So if it's about aid, why don't they say yes to the Italian government to decide our position? it leaves you with no other choice than it's about the other option, which is provocation. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Organised by Hamas, and it has quite firm links to Hamas. Hamas is leading the terror flotilla to Gaza, and that's why Israel is enforcing the blockade. The leading figures and organisers of this flotilla include an activist who's a known Hamas-affiliated body leader abroad, and another who's known to be a senior Hamas figure in Europe, who's actually heading up a branch of that same movement in the UK. And one of those men runs a shell company registered in Spain, which owns the ships that departed from Spain. So effectively, Hamas, through this shell company, owns some of those ships. Another flotilla leader who operates from London has been classed since 2012 by Israel as a senior Hamas activist in Europe. So this flotilla is directly linked to Hamas. It's not about bringing aid in, and a blockade, a naval blockade of this type, has been actually shown to be completely legal.
Okay.
Just talk about they've got this issue that they've claimed this time that they've been targeted by drones, and it's meant that they've had to go into port. But last time they would say they were targeted by some sort of weaponry of some sort. But actually it turned out, and there were videos on the boat that showed that actually someone had fired a flare gun and it came back down on them and they'd set their own boat alight. So what's the truth on this?
Well, it's hard to say. Israel isn't saying anything, but it seems like they were targeted with ABBA music. Their communication system was hijacked and ABBA songs were played.
I mean, to be fair, that would turn you back.
And it seems that there is some sort of projectile or noise of projectile that has reached their boats. It's hard to know whether they were actually attacked. I don't think they would have been attacked by proper drones, but maybe this is Israel's way of saying, we've given you a chance. Israel has offered to take the food and give it to the people of Gaza. It said, come to Israel and drop it at
There's literally a port just north of Gaza. You can drop it off. Other aid has been dropped off there, and we will take it in.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Israel this is a publicity stunt, isn't it?
No, Nicole, what a terrible... You mean they don't actually care about the people of Gaza? Exactly. And they actually just want to... What a terrible thing to say. I'm ashamed of you.
So they are determined to try and force a fight with Israel. So Israel is doing what it can to say, just go away. Last time they managed to have quite a bit of fun with Greta by taking a photo of her taking a sandwich, a challah sandwich. So this time, and she still claimed that she'd been kidnapped, utilising this victimhood language. Yeah.
And also they're all very green, but they all drop their phones in the ocean on camera as well. No, we also found out there have been massive big fallouts. The Mail are calling it rather wonderfully woke on woke fury, which is really very true. So basically you've got a load of pro-Palestinian activists. And by the way, we need to remember that the people organising these flotillas have very, 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 very strong links to Hamas, which is a terrorist organisation. But, by all means, let's all get on that flotilla. I mean, genuinely, even, the company that leases the boats to them, there's no question at all of who is benefiting from this. It ain't no ordinary Gazan civilians. Apparently they're falling out because a bunch of people have now decided they're going to leave this boat because there are, get this right, LGBTQ plus activists on, Tunisian queer activists. I've never known what the queer thing actually means, but just other than you've got blue hair and you're not very attractive. But they're very angry because they're saying, well, that isn't actually in alignment with our sort of Muslim beliefs and our own values. I mean, this is hilarious. You couldn't make this stuff up.
Well, what's quite interesting is you've got this omnicorps, what it's called, which is the only ideological glue pulling them together is anti-Zionism / anti-Semitism. Yeah. We've seen exactly the same with the Our Party, Your Party, whatever it's called, the Sultana Corbyn element. Yeah. In that you have two very different ideas of how to kind of create a revolution. So you've got the progressive activists, all trans rights. The guy that was on board is a militant communist activist. And then you've got the Muslim groups who are anti-LGBTQ plus. And I think they're quite right in saying that the Palestinian agenda has been completely hijacked.
Well, indeed. And then you've got the eco lot. I mean, basically, they moved from eco to trans, and now it's pro-pal. I mean, it's just a seamless movement to anything that I could wave a flag at or wear a strange outfit for.